Mhm. And
Um,
what we want to make sure is that finances are not hindering that. If we can take
right,
away that factor and just say, what is in the best interest health wise? I
right.
believe that without shadow of a doubt, we're going to be reunited in heaven with our pets. And so as much as
Yeah,
it's hard to say goodbye, but it's not goodbye forever. And so
yeah,
but we just don't want in that moment to be a financial decision. It is, but we don't want that to be you know what I mean, the
yeah.
deciding factor.
It is, and um, that is. I'm gonna kind of segue into what I talked to you about just real quick in the email of like, yeah, I want to start a nonprofit for dog training and a fund for dog training, and
Yeah,
it's not about for people who just they just can't afford it, but it's about people who maybe they're like maybe they don't see the value in it,
right.
but it can keep their pets with them and they
Yes.
really want that, you know.
Yeah.
So going from providing, funds for puppy classes and multiple classes, not just, a one puppy class. No, it's really for the lifetime, but multiple classes all the way up to dogs that, in particular, and I'll just speak on dogs for right now, but maybe they have separation anxiety. Maybe there's
Mhm.
resource guarding. Maybe there's dog to dog aggression. Maybe
Yeah.
there's some dog to human aggression, and
Yeah.
people can't afford to
Mm.
pay, for 5 classes, one
Yeah.
class, forget 8 classes, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and I think that because behaviorally speaking, they're winding up in the shelter based on some basic things like
Mm.
house training,
Yeah.
barking.
Yeah.
Of course, there's aggression, but those are two easy things to fix.
Absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
know, so um, and then like I said, the more serious things. So
Yeah.
yes, so I see that starting a nonprofit is very beneficial because that would
Mhm.
open up other funds. I'm
Yeah.
excited about
Well,
that.
and the beautiful thing though is I love your heart. I love your vision. I think it's amazing. You're
Thanks.
going upstream and trying to prevent
For
some
sure.
greater issues, and that's really what our mission is about: preventing
Mm,
the suffering of pets wherever they are in that continuum
right.
of need. And so I love being able to be on the front end of that. We everything on is this doing that? Is it preventing their
Yeah.
suffering? So if someone says I want to take my dog to a spa just because I want to love on my dog, you can't do a philanthropy fundraiser for that. But we've
Right.
had individuals say, this dog's been abandoned, this dog's been abused.
Mhm.
It's, really, needs some help. It needs some treatment
Right.
that way. And so
Yeah.
and that changes the whole narrative. And so in that
Mhm.
situation, they can raise funds. What I would say to encourage you is, and there's probably, I know I've talked to several individuals in this space and probably people listening as well who have the same heart. There's a vision, they have a cause right there in their community, in their neighborhood. They're maybe even already doing it, investing their own finances and time. And they think, well, yeah, I should do a 501c3, but what does that even mean? And how does that whole thing work? It's a lot of work and
It
can be a little
is.
very time consuming and
Mhm.
once again a financial barrier there as well. And what the beauty is, you can actually skip having to do all that
Mm.
and instead create a philanthropy fundraiser. And so we kind of fill that gap for
Huh.
you. So now
Mhm.
you can raise tax deductible donations specifically for your mission. And so it prevents you from
Really?
having to put all of that hard work and time. And so it allows you to do your mission today.
Okay.
You can imagine when I had this
All right,
idea,
let's do it. I'm rolling up
right?
the proverbial sleeves. Let's do it.
Yeah,
Are you talking about a little partnership here on some
let's do it.
level of being able to help dogs and cats? Because I work
Hmm.
with cats too, and I know some really good cat trainers. Um, um, yeah, let's
Yeah,
do
so
it.
you can go on today or maybe tomorrow when our new website's up, and you
Mhm.
can create a fundraiser. If you have a logo or any information you want to put in there, who you are and
Yeah.
why you're doing it, and then on your
Mhm.
podcast, you can share it.
Oh
And
my
everybody who's
god,
listening can
amazing.
go to Philanthropy today and they can make a
Mhm.
donation of any kind, any style.
Mhm.
And the other cool thing about our new
I
platform
love it.
is your listeners can also join you in your mission by fundraising on your behalf. So you could actually create a
Oh.
fundraising team And so anyone who's passionate about what you're doing, they love your heart, they love your voice, they love what you're doing, and they
Mhm.
want to fundraise on your behalf, and they can do it in whatever way feels good to them. So if they want to create a fundraiser, you can have Tony create his own philanthropy fundraiser in that team,
Oh
and then
my
he could
god, that would be
he could encourage
hilarious.
all the pets that are listening to your podcast, or
Yeah.
pets of who are like mine that are snoring while their parent
Yeah.
is right.
Ours
Challenge
are
other
too,
pets,
yes.
right? And then it becomes fun.
Yeah,
It's
it
right.
does. Yeah. I love that. I love that because yes, I know it is very difficult because years and long time ago, I helped start a low cost spay neuter clinic that's a 501c3.
Mm.
And the amount of work, and especially back then, now AI can save us a lot of time in doing a lot of things, but
Yeah.
really some things you have to put in that footwork and
Yep.
that type of thing. So, yeah, okay, I am down with that. So, yeah, I would I don't know what I would if it would be a general type of thing or if it's a specific pet, like how what would you recommend doing? How to incorporate philanthropy into this mission?
Yeah, I would spell out, write down your mission. What is your
Mhm.
focus point? And what, like, for us, for example, there's so many different angles and different ways to
Right.
touch our mission, but we kind of streamed it down to what is the thing that we do best and that we want
Mhm.
to equip pet parents for. And I would say the same thing, what is the focal point of your cause, of your mission? What's the pain point? Donors,
Right.
when they give, they want to solve a problem. They want to solve an issue. So my wife and I, we get all these requests for donations, and we always say, well, if we don't give, what problem goes unsolved? And so and donors, you want them to be the hero, when they
Mhm.
give. It's not the charity, it's the donor. And so so it really is honing in on that specifically. And then you can go
Okay.
wider. For example, for philanthropy, we're really passionate about helping pets. But you'll
Mhm.
see behind me a tiger. What's a tiger doing there? Is that for
Yeah.
pet parents who have tigers? No, it's for wildlife. It's for zoos. You can raise
I
money for
love it.
any endangered species, any animal related cause you can raise money for. And so
Oh,
it's much
beautiful.
wider. And so you may have the same situation with a really wide vision, but
Yeah.
maybe start with, what can I do today? Like, what's the
Right.
most urgent need? What do I see in my community, in my
Mhm.
circle, that I
Mhm.
can make the biggest impact? And then spelling that out, and then how those funds will be used. We like to
Mhm.
be very transparent at Philanthropy, and I encourage any
Yes.
charity you give to make sure that you know how those funds are going to be spent. And so, for
Mhm.
example, with philanthropy, 90 cents of every dollar goes directly to the need. So we
Mhm.
glean only 10% to help pay for the platform, the legal
Right.
fees, and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And that's healthy, by the way. If you're giving
Yeah.
to a charity and it's any more than that, my wife and I, our threshold is 20%. If we
Mhm.
see a charity that's taken 30%, we don't give to them.
You're
I had
like,
someone call
"No."
yesterday, a couple days ago, and they're like, "Hey, yeah, would you help such and such, a really great cause?" I said, "Absolutely." And I said, "But before I give you my $100, how much of that will actually go to that family?"
Mm.
$10. I'm like, $10? That's a robbery. I'm like,
Right.
and so do your homework,
Yeah.
and make sure, like, that it's legit. But all that to say, hone in on specifically what you want to do and
Mhm.
how your funds will be used. Hey, this is what we're going to pay for. This is the average cost for training. This is the trainers that we've partnered with, and kind of flesh out those steps.
Yes.
Um, but at the end of the day, there are people who are going to love what you're doing, and maybe they themselves
Yeah.
they don't own a pet, for whatever reason they can't have one, but they want
True.
to support. You know.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, I'm so excited. Yes. I definitely am gonna put my thinking cap on and narrow it down to a specific maybe it'll be puppies, maybe it'll be behavioral. I don't know, but it'll be something that because both are a huge
Yeah.
need, really.
Yeah.
And those adolescents. Woo boy. Let me just tell you what.
Yeah.
Thank God we adopted Love. Her name is Love. And because Tony is 9 months, she's 3. She's beautiful, a beautiful
Oh.
tempered dog. And he is 100% like, "You wanna play? You wanna go right now? Let's go. Let's go. Come on. What
Oh.
about now? Come on, let's go." And it's nonstop. I have her in her crate now with the door closed, and he's sleeping on the couch.
Oh.
But I was like, "I have to work, you guys." So it's quiet time now. But you'll go out and you will raise hell when you get out there, they just love each other, so but
Yeah.
I want other people to have the ability to be able to experience what we
Mm.
experience and to also gain the knowledge that I have with, evidence-based training where we're not hurting the animals. We are teaching them how to learn, just super simple. If I mean, every day I hear how there's another dog with a shock collar on, and I'm
Mm.
like, "Why?" You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Because people are lazy. Well, you know what? You can actually train your dog while sitting down watching football and having a beer
Yeah.
and a chicken wing at the same time. As long as you have some treats with you, I will teach you how to do that. Can we get any lazier than that? You
Now,
know?
if you have that, I think I'll sign up. You'll have a lot of people signing up. Where's the beer and the chicken wings?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's pretty
I'm
impressive. That's a
doing
great,
it. I
a
that's gonna
great
be my
training right there.
tagline. That's gonna be my freaking tagline, I'm telling you.
Can I
'Cause
give you an idea? Can I give you
yeah,
an idea?
100%.
I love this, and I love dreaming with you, and that's part
Yeah.
of one of the benefits with Furlanthropy.
Mhm.
We want to dream with you,
Yeah, I
and
love
help
it.
you think outside the box. And so we know that during the pandemic, for example, that's
Yeah.
actually right around the time that we got Hazelnut. And a lot of people, sure, I'm home. We'll take these dogs, and even just annually this time of year,
Yeah.
the picture of a cat or a kitten or a puppy and Christmas morning is a wonderful, right? And then what happens in January, February? Oh man, this dog's a lot. We've never had a dog before, and suddenly people start abandoning these pets and just
That's
dropping them
right.
off.
That's
So
right.
what if you were able to tell the Humane Society, the adoption, the rescue, wherever they are getting these pets, say to them, hey, just so you know, when you see that new pet parent who's never been a pet parent before, you know what's going to happen. There is going to be a tension point. There's going to be
Yep.
a frustration point. And they may say, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. Give them this resource where they know when they get to that point, maybe even be proactive and encourage them to go and take this free training.
Yeah.
We've made it free through our donors at Philanthropy and fundraising, and your followers
Beautiful.
have this fund, and we're going to pay for it for free. Because yes, it's helping the pet parent, but it's all about that pet, right? And we want
Yeah.
to go upstream and help get that pet trained and give it the best option for a future that's just bursting with hope. And rather than, am I a burden? Am I gonna
Yeah.
is my family gonna give up on me and take me back to that cage?
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
I think you have a really unique sliver there.
I love
Um,
this. Yeah.
that could do a great for not just I mean, all across the country, your whole
Yeah,
audience.
absolutely. Absolutely. And I mean, we are listened to. I have listeners in Laos and Mexico and Germany, I think, and maybe the Netherlands. I can't remember. I have to look at
Uh,
my stats again, but it's a
wow,
teeny tiny percentage. It's like so small, but it's still
yeah,
out there, you
that's
know?
awesome. That's
So, and
awesome.
I don't have like a ton of followers. I'm not like one of these, 30-year-old influencers or whatever like that, but I'm getting there. So, yeah,
Yeah,
we are going to I have a good base of people. I have, clients from years and years ago, that are
mm,
still with me and all the new people too. So, and the new listeners of the show and the new training clients, it's amazing. So,
wow,
but there again, there is that little section of people that fall through the cracks, and I
yeah,
want to scoop them up and save their pets from
yeah,
euthanasia. Ultimately, it's euthanasia, really.
yeah.
Save them from being euthanized.
I'm gonna
And
write this
save
down.
the heartache of the pet parents and their
Yeah.
kids, if they have kids, you know, it's like there's hope out there. So there's medical hope and there's behavioral hope. So yay for us.
Yes. And I just want to encourage you and other listeners who have the same passion for an idea,
Mhm.
and whether it's something unique, never been done before, or something that's already been done, but you just need to launch it and you're like, where do I begin? It's a lot. It's a long journey to get here.
Yeah.
We're like you, we're still growing, we're
Yep.
still, a lot of people are hearing about us for the first time.
Mhm.
But let me just remind you, as you already know, and your listeners, that if you help one pet, it's
Yes.
so worth it.
Yep.
This 2 years of just churning this out, and trying to
Mhm.
create a charity from scratch.
Yep.
Even someone who has fundraising nonprofit experience, it was hard.
Yeah.
And when I got that first, Dr. Hester and Bo, that first, it made it all worthwhile. And so if you
Yeah.
can just help one pet today or one pet
Yeah.
just, and then it will just spiral from there into great
That's right.
things. So
Yeah, that's right. And that's what I say, like, especially when I first started my podcast, I was like, even if it's just my sister and, my friends listening to me, if I can help just one
Yeah.
dog not go to the shelter today, just
Yeah.
one pet. I've
Yeah.
been training for a very long time, and to be able to do it on this level to reach more people,
Mm.
um, it's just what a gift. And COVID was a gift for me because it
Mhm.
made technology and doing things like this normalized,
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
ability to reach just whomever,
Yeah.
wherever is
Yeah.
amazing,
That's
you know?
awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
So I'm sorry, go
I
ahead.
was just gonna say you have a brilliant mind and an incredibly
Thank you. You too.
compassionate heart, and when you have
Yeah.
that combination, and then you understand you're a mom of precious fur babies, so
Yeah.
you have that combination. You're gonna continue to do great things.
Thank you. You guys are too. And we're gonna do some great things together for
Yes,
sure.
absolutely, absolutely.
So, why don't you we talked about this a little bit in the very beginning, but can you move over a little bit and then just
Uh-oh.
maybe push let
I
me
should
see
go
if I
this
can.
way so I can block the mess in my office.
No, don't worry about your office. Let me see if I can still scan it because we might have to move it back a tiny bit. Let's see if it'll work from my phone. Yeah, it still works. It
Good,
does.
good.
Okay, excellent. So when hang on, I've got to get my code in here. Okay, so when you guys scan this QR code with your
Mhm,
phones, you're going to be taken to give.philanthropy.org.
mhm.
And I'm going to see if I can do like some kind of screenshot. Let's see. Hey, Siri, take a screenshot. And I'll post this in
Oh, thank
here
you.
because I'm
Appreciate
not
it.
sure if it'll show up if
Look at
it
that.
might. It kind of does a little bit, but it's really
That's
awesome
awesome.
because you can just by scanning that QR code, go to, donating,
Mhm.
to philanthropy right now, and you guys should
Yep.
totally do that.
Oh,
And you
thank
can
you.
donate any amount, and I think that we've got some good work to do ahead of us for sure
Yeah,
with this. So, I'm gonna see, can you maybe send me a picture or something? No, not a picture, but send me the QR code so I can also post that.
sure.
Um,
And what
just
I'll
in case people's phones might be finicky.
Sure. And what I'll just tell your listeners too, again, depending on when this airs and when someone reads, maybe they listen to it a year from now.
Right.
And it's still philanthropy.org is our website. That URL will not change.
Good.
But even your screenshot that you just showed, the new one will have Venmo, Cash App. Will have all those different options on there. And
Right.
so when in doubt, just go dial up philanthropy.org,
Yeah.
and all those options will be there. You can click on to donate to a specific fundraiser, or we love unrestricted gifts to our mission. That way, it helps us to use those funds where needed most. And another special reason to choose philanthropy is because, unlike the other for-profit crowdfunding platforms that are out there, we actually
Mhm.
contribute to your fundraiser.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but we have donors that say, you know what? I just love cats, or I just love horses, I just love dogs. Here's a chunk of money. Here's a stock gift. Here's a donor advised fund gift. Here's some money, and you just use it where needed most. And
Yeah.
so it's wonderful when we're able to contribute to someone's fundraiser.
That's
And
so amazing.
lastly, let me say too,
Yeah.
success is if you raise a dollar. I've had folks say, I've only, their goal was 3,000 and they raised $500.
Mhm.
And of course, that's with our first generation platform. When we know this new one's going to be really successful, but
Yeah.
even that $500 is such a relief, a help.
Mhm.
So success isn't necessarily 100% reaching your goal. It could be just 10%. It could be any amount of money. And so
Right.
why not? And
Yeah.
invite people to touch your heart, touch their heart, and
Mhm.
give. So
Yeah. That $500 could cover just the medications alone
yeah, yep,
for people.
absolutely.
So, yeah, or, some classes. Or
Yes.
something, to save their life that way so they don't drive their
Mhm.
poor pet parents crazy because some of these dogs do, they're a lot. They're
Yeah.
extra, what we like to call extra, but, yeah, for sure. This has been amazing, Adam. I am
Oh,
so glad that Dana put us in touch with one another.
yeah.
It's
Yes,
really been
ma'am.
great.
Well,
It's probably not going to air for like 2 weeks,
okay.
and I will break it up into probably 3 segments because people don't have a long attention span.
Yeah.
And I will post it onto social media also.
Okay.
And if you wouldn't mind sharing my link on
Mhm.
your page, I'd appreciate that
Sure.
too, if you have a
Absolutely.
resources or whatever. And I'm definitely going to write up that plan and reach out to you
Okay.
to make sure I'm doing everything, the way it needs to happen
Yeah.
for what I want to do for the training for sure. It's going to
Yeah.
take me a little bit, but I'm definitely going to work on it for sure because
I
that's
have a, can I
great.
I have another idea for you. Can I share that real quick
Yeah.
before I lose it?
Yeah.
Because when you're over
Yeah. Yeah.
50, it comes in and then it goes.
I
So,
know. Do it now. Do it now.
do it now, right?
Let's go. Right.
I just think about like, just dreaming with you here. Think about all when you adopt a pet, you don't know the trauma and the history that comes with them, the
Mhm.
personality disorders, I would maybe call it, the
Yep.
challenges. And so that can be overwhelming, especially for a first-time pet parent or
Mhm.
someone who just doesn't have the patience and time. So it's almost a necessity to say, as you get to know your fur baby, this new member of your family and the dynamics in there, and then you want to, train your children and the rest of your family members, and people will come over. Hey, make sure when you walk up to whatever, show them your hand first or whatever. You know what I mean? Hey,
Yeah.
this is a dog. You
Yeah.
can't raise your voice. We learned that
That's
with
right.
Hazelnut. I would yell, Hazelnut, come inside. What are you doing? It's midnight. He would just, she would, and my wife is the same thing. And she's as
Aw.
sweet as apple pie.
Yeah.
But she would yell, come on, Hazelnut. It's 1 in the morning. Like that, and she would just run. I go,
Yeah.
hey, Hazelnut, come on in, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Even though in my mind, like it's 1 a.m. and you're outside barking. So,
Yeah.
but just that sweetness and knowing that though. But
Mhm.
if you could somehow provide that resource
Yeah.
for individuals to troubleshoot that. You know what I mean? So it's not just I got a puppy at the mall and I want to be a well. You know what I mean? I think there's a real niche there.
Yeah. Definitely, for sure. Because that is a huge problem with
Yeah.
people, and just in general, like when like Tony is a hard dog. He's like he's very sweet and stuff, but he's like go 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 go. And Love is very like I'm so pretty and I'm gentle. You see how pretty my
Aw.
whiskers are. Right? And so so we're like, "Hey, Tony," but you can't do, "Hey, Love,"
Aw.
because she's like, "What? What?" But now she's coming around, but it's
Mm.
important, and I had to coach, my partner through it also, like, just give them space, let them
Yeah.
explore one another. We're doing it
Yeah.
safely. This is okay. This is good body language. And that's part of my series
Yeah.
now that I'm doing is on body language and
Yeah.
introducing the new dog into the home because people don't know. You're not born with this knowledge, but I know about it, and I
Yeah.
know what to look for. So yeah, it's for sure something that, and just to be able to keep your expectations just like normal, like low.
Yeah.
Like don't be
Yeah.
crazy with your expectations.
Yeah. Yep.
We don't care. They don't give a crap that
Yep.
your other dog acted this way.
Yep.
They're not that other dog, you know?
Yep.
It's like, no, they are this way and this is why. And we need to just take a step back and give them that space.
Yeah.
But yeah, that stuff's really important
Yeah.
because you don't realize it. And then you're like, "Oh, we can't do that with her." you know?
Yeah.
Gentle. She's very pretty and light and
Aw.
airy. Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah. But they're
Awesome.
amazing playmates. But I appreciate your feedback and your
Yeah.
ideas are amazing.
Aw.
That's
Well, you're welcome.
awesome.
That's great. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. You're
Oh,
awesome. Thank you so
yeah.
much,
Thank
Stephanie. Yeah,
you.
this is so cool. It's neat to have a new friend in this
Yeah.
industry and to be able to, help each other and I mean, once you create that fundraiser, I would wait till the new website to
Yeah,
create that
for
fundraiser.
sure.
But once you do it, it'll live on our site as well.
Yeah.
And then on social media, you share it out. What's pretty cool is when someone clicks on your fundraiser, is thinking, maybe I'll give a gift. I'm not sure how much. I'll do it later.
Mhm.
Well, once they leave that window,
Mhm.
it'll pop up on the website. Hey, Stephanie, do you want to complete your donation?
Mhm.
And it'll just keep popping up until you X out of that.
Okay.
And when you go on Facebook, that person
Mhm.
goes on Facebook, it'll pop up immediately on Facebook. Hey, Stephanie, did you want to make your donation to help, or Adam, do you want to make your donation to help Stephanie's fundraiser? So it's pretty cool. And it's enough
Mhm.
to remind you but not annoy you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah,
you say
yeah, for
no,
sure.
then
Yeah.
then it goes
Then
away.
it's
But
no, right.
yeah, yeah.
Adam, do you think my name is Stephanie? Have you been calling me Stephanie, or are you just making up that
Oh my
Stephanie?
goodness. Yeah, yeah, what? Oh my
It's
goodness.
it's so funny. I'm like, "Wait, maybe he really thinks my name is Stephanie." You're hilarious. You're
Maria,
not an
Maria.
idiot.
It's nice to have a new friend named Maria in
Yes,
this space.
Adam, I appreciate you so much. I'm gonna get this out there,
Okay,
like I said, probably a couple weeks. I'll send you a link, and I'll send
okay,
you, like, um, the clip of it so that you can,
okay.
upload it to your stuff if you want, or
Oh yeah, yeah. We'll
put
put
it
it
in
on our
your
website.
archives or whatever you do, so you'll have access to that as well.
Cool.
And if you forget anything and you want me to add something, to it, just let me know.
Okay,
And yeah, yay! I'm excited.
sounds
I can't
good.
wait to see
Awesome.
the new website. So I'm
Yes.
gonna end the recording, Adam, but
Okay.
you may need to hang out for about 5 minutes with me. Do you have, like, about five
Oh,
minutes?
absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
Just so it uploads and all that kind of happy stuff. Let me just get out of here. All right. Well, let's wrap it up. Adam, you rock. I really enjoyed talking to you. We have so many people that I know are really going to love this, and I can't wait to get the training aspect to you. And yeah, this has been
Wow.
great. Thank
Well,
you.
thank you, Maria. I appreciate you so much.
You
Thank you for your
bet.
beautiful heart and your brilliant mind and your compassion. And I just love what you're doing, and look forward to getting to know your listeners as well. And appreciate the opportunity to share philanthropy. Let's help a
Definitely.
lot of pets.
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it.